Okay, which brings us to point of the week, okay, which is the other half of the dantian. And this is the yang aspect of the dantian. If gate of origin is the yin, then CV6 is the yang. And I'll show you where it is. We've got CV4, the gate of origin. It tonifies the essence and kidney key. So it's that more yin aspect. The essence is more the yin aspect. And it's the meeting place of all of those three yin channels there. And I'm going to just go to the next one. Here we go. And this is CV6, which is the C of Qi. And what it does is it tonifies the kidneys, the Qi, and the yang, okay? Woohoo, which is what we need as a group generally. If you remember, we did those polls early on. Now, look where it is. It's much higher up. It's 1.5 inches below the navel. It's like just below, exactly. It's like 1.5 body inches below the navel. So if you imagine you're dividing up into 5 again, and you go down 1.5, that is CV6. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, or what I'm going to do, what I'd like us all to do, is just see if we can feel a difference when we activate the CV6, because if the Chinese classics are right, then we would expect it to be more tonifying of Qi and Yang than the CV4. So let's just try that and just show you how to find it. We've got, again, the top of the pubic bone, the navel. So if you imagine that is divided up into 5 again, so that would be like 2.5 body inches there. So 1.5 inches below the navel will be around here, won't it? Just around there. Okay, so I'm going to mark that point there, and I'm going to place my hands over that point, okay? And we're going to stand again, and this time we're going to use this technique to activate CV6, okay, which is the tonifying point for the yang and the Qi. Okay, I'm just going to flash it up one more time, just in case you want to have another look. Okay, there it is. It's the C of Qi, 1.5 body inches below. And just to contrast that, if we just flip back one more, see how CV4 is that much lower down than CV6. Okay, got it? Okay, cool. So now let's just see what effect it has. We've already felt that really deep yin effect there of activating CV4. So now we're going to go up just below the navel to it's a much higher point, and it's a more yang point. So now we're going to relax the shoulders, and we're going to start activating it again. And I'm focusing right around CV6, so my navel is here. I'm just circling right around here, which is where the point is, just around there. And let's see what happens. Okay, now we've already activated the yin, so we can feel that connection with the earth. Kidney 1's nicely opened up and everything. But now let's see what happens to our body energy when we activate CV6. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just tune into what's happening in your whole body. And this will depend a bit on how your production of key organs and how your 3 burning spaces or your 3 burners are all operating. It'll depend a bit on what happens, exactly what will happen. But the main thing is, can you feel a difference between activating this point and activating CV4? Let's just do it for a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to breathe in, and we're going to descend the chi from the breath down into CV6. And breathing out. Okay, now there's a good chance that you're going to feel more happening in this part of the body, because what it's doing is it's basically activating the production of Qi in the body. And what that will do is the likelihood is you'll either feel it in the middle burner or the upper burner, or you'll just feel it warming the lower burner. But it's more of this kind of yang aspect of generating Qi rather than this lower point, which is more of a downward action. So just out of interest, if we just do that and just remember what it was like to do this point here, CV4, and then go back up to CV6 again. I'd be interested to know, and we're going to have a poll in a second, whether you can feel a subtle but important difference between CV4 and CV6. And if you've got any particular experiences that you want to share in the chat, I'm sure Basti would be interested to hear if you want to take a little break. But let me just run that poll right now and just see whether you felt a difference between CV4 and CV6. Yeah, here we go. Can you feel a difference between CV4 and CV6? I'm going to share that poll if you want to take a little break out for a second, and we'll just see. Maybe you didn't, maybe you're not sure. Okay, so most of you can feel a difference. Okay, that's really encouraging. If you couldn't feel a difference, that's absolutely fine too, and it's probably to do with the balance of yin and yang in your body. It could be you're so balanced between yin and yang that it was basically had the same effect. So let's continue with that exercise. And what we're going to do now is we're going to build up from CV6, and this is what we need as a group because we need more chi. We're going to build it up and we're going to get the whole chi system activated through the whole body.